called center, and I don't know if it has any attributes, I don't remember, but you open and close it just like any other normal tag. Now there are some tags that don't close, like the image source tag, which I'll get to that in a sec. But center tag, that will just center everything inside of it. F5, and you see it's still centered. But if you were to on accidentally not close it, it would probably still center. Yeah, it would. But like I said, XHTML. But if I were to spell one letter wrong, let's say this, you notice that that was centering them because that's spelled wrong and they're not centered anymore. That's one thing about HTML coding. I'm not using like Dreamweaver or stuff like that. If you spell one letter wrong, your whole page can be messed up. But that's why some programs actually help you, and it's easy because unless you like are the type of person that like does bulk texting and then views it later, you don't have a problem. Most people don't do that anyways. Web designers don't do that. They save, they do something and they save and make sure it works and all that stuff, and it's just cool to look at that. But that's one thing. I'll get more in the attributes now. And the image tag, it's just RMG. It has an attribute called source. Source is basically where it would, like the source, obviously. It's where the picture is located. I don't actually have a picture, but if I did, let's say I named it Bobby, or doggy. Dot. Actually, I know one thing I could do. Hold on. Off my my free web host that I use for my clan website on Xbox Live. RSG International dot 11 yeah 110mb.com. They're a really good web host. The only thing I don't like about them right now is you have to pay for MySQL now, but I mean they're a really good web host overall. For anyone who's wondering what the heck MySQL is, don't worry, but you'll need that later if you're using like username and passwords. But I have I know I have a bullet tag or a bullet picture. It was like more. Yeah, I don't mean like an actual gun bullet like that. I don't. And now there's something called alt. So if it's ever like this and it just shows a question mark, or for people who are using like special aided browsers where they maybe they're blind or something or anything like that, and they have to the screen reads off the alt text. Then you would do this and just name it bullet, and that's another attribute of the IMG tag. So let me check one thing. Okay, sorry. I might be running out of time since I have to do this fast. Basically what I have to do is you do a /. This is a tag that doesn't need to be closed. It just, you don't even have to do a /, but in XHTML you're gonna need to. It just shows basically if you're viewing the source. I'll show you actually really quick what you can do. Let me just save this. And that's a source. You can also do like if you didn't want that and you had something like if you had the actual file on this in the same folder, then you could do bullet.png, but I don't have it in the same folder. So okay, hold on, it's loading. It's still loading. Hold on. Why does it take so long to load one small picture? You can see it's still loading if you don't believe me. Hold on. Right there, it's still loading. If you don't believe me, but I would think you would. Because I'm so cool. Huh. Alright, well, anyways, I'm not going to show that right now. But, there would be a picture there. As you notice, there is a picture. It's just still loading because there's not the little picture. Oh, what the okay, well, if you had the right source, it would work. I don't feel like taking the time to go to that because I don't have much time. But another thing you can do is when you're on any browser, I don't know of any browsers that don't, you can right click and select view source, and it basically shows you all the coding for that page. But if you're like using like if you're coding like PHP, then that's way advanced for you right now. But sometimes it wouldn't show stuff like that because it's doing HTML inside of it and blocking that out. I don't know if that would make sense. Like, I'm not completely right on that, but yeah, you can right click and view source, and like if you see something you like that's not like copyright to take, which unless it's like if it's hold on. Okay, sorry. If it's like how can I explain it? If you see something on the website that you like that's like JavaScript or anything, when you eventually know that, you can just right click view source and copy the coding, but don't like do anything copyright. Don't take pictures, don't do stuff like that. You can just use coding, because that's not against the law. That's like open to anyone to code. But exit out of that. Now you got this. I'm gonna go into CSS really quick before I have to wrap this up. There's something called CSS, and what it is, it stands for cascading style sheets, and that's CSS. CSS, obviously. So you're not a baby. I don't really need to show that. Sorry. Unless you have reading problems. Then the style tag. There's you can make, like, you can code style sheets and then you can link them to your page, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like saying, it's kind of like a little kid looking for their parent. It's saying like, where is my parent to help me? And then it's looking in the folder around it, or yeah, to it's looking on the folder around it, or just the files in the same location as it around it to find it. So if something's ever like you're gonna have to, you should save your website and like all the images and everything that's on it in the same folder. But if you don't, you have to like do file :// c : and then documents %20 and %20 settings, and then all that stuff, and you have to locate it, and that's really confusing. And if you upload it to a server, you have to change it again, because it's not on like just a regular, it's not on your regular computer, it's on a server, so you'd have to switch between folders.